Welcome back to another video. Mobile Account here, and today we are going over everything you need to know going into Rivalry Weekend's Saturday in college football. Before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we've got a lot to discuss. So let's go ahead and talk. So we're going to start with the playoff. Only 4 teams are going to get in. That's the reality. And they've never done it before. I don't think the committee is going to let anybody in with more than 1 loss, meaning nobody is safe. Everybody that is eligible, which is, I believe, these 8 teams that have any shot of getting in, can still fuck up their playoff chance, except for Cincinnati. And to be fair, they played Friday before the Saturday Rivalry Weekend against Eastern Carolina and won. They're the only team that can still lose 2 games. Georgia can lose twice. Everyone else has 1 win. So we're just going to go off that. But it's possible, unlikely, but possible that all of these teams, that there will be less than 3 or less than 4 of these teams with a eligible record, I guess, by the committee's standards. And I mean, I don't see them. I think they'll still pick one of the 8 to fill that 4th spot. I don't think they'll go down to the next highest ranked team with those standards, which according to their rankings is San Diego State at 10-1 at 21, or heck, you might as well do San Antonio, University of Texas, San Antonio, who's 11-0, or even Houston, who I think is better than both those teams at 10-1, but that's whatever. So if Georgia wants to get in, they just need to win tomorrow, and they'll be safe. If Ohio State wants to get in, they will just need to win tomorrow against Michigan, which will be a really tough game, and extremely important for both of these teams, and for the Big Ten title race. But if Michigan can upset Ohio State, they'll leapfrog them in the standings into first place to take on either Iowa or Wisconsin, likely Wisconsin. But if Ohio State wins, which I believe they will, they're the better team. And honestly, I can see a world where they just blew the roof off of Michigan. They will face, once again, either Iowa or Wisconsin, whichever one remains on top, likely Wisconsin, who has the tiebreaker. So that should be interesting for going on now. The third is Alabama, and I'm really scared for Alabama because they're playing Auburn tomorrow. They'll probably win, but it'll be a tough game. It's Auburn. They're not a pushover. It doesn't matter if they're ranked or not. It's Alabama, Auburn. It's going to be a good game. The problem is, I still think they'll win, but the problem is that it'll be a tough game, that they have to play Georgia at 4 p.m. Eastern in the SEC Championship next Saturday. And if they don't win that game, they have 2 losses. They're fucked. And they could fall out of the playoff. At 4 is Cincinnati. We already talked about them. They seem pretty safe after beating Eastern Carolina on Friday. With Michigan, if they want to get in, they have to beat Ohio State and then win the Big Ten Championship. It's pretty simple. Just win out. Notre Dame beat USC or beat Stanford. They'll be easily, and just hope everyone else fucks it all up. Oklahoma State, you'll have to beat Oklahoma, win the championship, and once again, hope everyone else fucks it all up. Very possible. And last eligible so-called team, Oklahoma, just win the Big 12 championship. Hope everyone fucks it up. Beat Oklahoma State. It's the same recipe for Oklahoma State as it is for Oklahoma. So that's where things stand in the playoff picture. Rankings-wise, it's weird, but teams that already played their games that were ranked, Arkansas beat Missouri. The San Diego State won against somebody. I can't remember shit right now. Let me check. Right. So teams that were ranked that already played their games, just so you know. Number 8 Mississippi is according to the AP now, by the way. Sorry. Number 8 Mississippi State, San Diego State beat Boise State, Iowa beat Nebraska, Cincinnati beat Eastern Carolina, Arkansas beat Missouri, Utah beat Colorado, and North Carolina State beat the University of North Carolina. So now in terms of conference championships that we're going to talk about now is who can get into the conference championships and what they need to do to get there. So there are, so we're just going to go in order. The All-American Athletic Conference, as it's called, it will be Cincinnati and Houston in their final showdown, which should be a really good game, even if it's largely overshadowed by Alabama and Georgia going on a different network. In the ACC, Pittsburgh will take on either Wake Forest, North Carolina, or Clemson, likely Wake Forest, which will be fun, but nothing special. And someone will get to 11 wins in that game. In the Big 12, either Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, the winner of that game, will advance to take on Baylor, which will be definitely a fun one. Baylor's already clinched their spot, I believe, unless they were to lose, and then they would still be fine, I think. Although it would look like they would have played. Not yes, yeah. If they lose, they'd still be fine. So, loser or winner of Oklahoma State, Oklahoma will play Baylor. In the Big Ten, it will be Iowa if Minnesota beats Wisconsin, and if Wisconsin wins, it will be Wisconsin taking on the winner of Ohio State and Michigan. In the Conference USA, it will be the University of Texas San Antonio taking on Western Kentucky. This could be interesting. The winner of Western Kentucky, Marshall. That could be a really good game. Too bad nobody's going to watch it because it's not on TV. Good job, Conference USA. The Independents, nobody cares, although it's kind of funny that Notre Dame 10-1, BYU 9-2, Army 7-3, Liberty 7-4, and then UMass, New Mexico State, and Connecticut all at 1-10. That's what you get for being independent. Be fucking normal, join a conference. In the MAC conference, and it is anybody's ball game. Currently, Northern Illinois. Are they done with their game? So yeah. Oh. Okay, so it will be Northern Illinois taking on either Kent State or Miami of Ohio, the winner of that game. I don't know. I don't watch the MAC. I'm sorry. It's weird. I forget they play games on Tuesdays. I don't know who watches football on Tuesday, but whatever. Utah State and San Diego State will take on each other in what will be, without a doubt, fun Mountain West championship. Utah. I watched San Diego State beat the fuck out of Boise State earlier. Really fun game. Pac-12, it will be Utah taking on Oregon if they win, and if they lose, it will be Washington State. If Washington State somehow manages to win the Pac-12, I think that would be amazing and absolutely hilarious. In the SEC, everything is set. It will be Alabama and Georgia taking on each other. And then lastly, in the Sun Belt, It will be Louisiana taking on Appalachian State if they beat Georgia Southern, and if they lose, Coastal Carolina. So that's how things stand in terms of conference championships heading into tomorrow. In terms of the teams that are looking to win bowl eligibility, we have the winner of Florida State and Florida, which should be a really fun game. Will be eligible, as well as the winner of Maryland and Rutgers. Maybe less fun there. But you do get to watch Tua Tagovailoa's brother on Maryland, so maybe that's the appeal. So we'll continue. North Texas, if they can beat the University of Texas San Antonio, will be bowl eligible. The winner of Charlotte and Old Dominion will be bowl eligible. The Troy will be bowl eligible if they beat Georgia State. UMass and New Mexico State, the battle of 110. Somebody will get to 2 wins, believe it or not. Nobody will make a bowl game. Hawaii will be bowl eligible if they can beat Wyoming tomorrow at Jonah Field, in Jonah Field at Memorial Stadium up in Wyoming. And let's see who else. Virginia Tech will be bowl eligible if they can beat Virginia. Tulsa will be bowl eligible if they beat SMU. LSU if they beat Texas A&M. Winner of Middle Tennessee and Florida Atlantic. West Virginia if they beat Kansas. And let's hope they do, because no one likes Kansas. They just need to stay bad forever. Syracuse if they can upset Pittsburgh. Memphis if they can beat Tulane. And that is it for teams with a chance to become bowl eligible. And now it's about time. I'm going to go through my predictions on who I think will win each and every game. So Georgia will beat Georgia Tech, I believe. I don't even think it'll be close. Georgia Tech's not particularly good this year. Georgia is undoubtedly right now the best team in the country. Ohio State and Michigan, I think Ohio State's just on a different level. I think Michigan's just not there yet. And they'll absolutely blow the roof off of Michigan. Or maybe not absolutely blow the roof off, but maybe blow it down, I think is a better word, considering games in Ann Arbor. I think it'll be very, very quiet. Texas Tech and Baylor should win. They're just kind of better. They're a really good football team. Texas Tech's decent. They've played good football this year, but nothing compared to what Baylor's done, beating teams like Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Wake Forest and Boston College. I think Wake Forest will win. They're looking at the chance to play in a big bowl game. And they're pretty much better than Boston College. Houston's playing UConn. Nothing really to say. Houston's a good football team. UConn is shit. As UConn football usually is. Florida and Florida State, this will be really, really fun. I think Florida will win. Maryland, I believe, will beat Rutgers. Army and Liberty, another battle of the independents. I think Liberty is Malik Willis, the NFL draft prospect, and will them to win. Navy versus Temple. I think Navy will win this one. Miami will beat Kent State, I believe. Toledo over Akron. I think Duke's going to upset Miami. Rice over Louisiana Tech. No surprise here. University of Texas San Antonio beats North Texas. Charlotte beats Old Dominion. Arkansas State beats Texas State to put themselves at 3-9. Troy beats Georgia State to make themselves bowl eligible. Appalachian State wins over Georgia Southern. Florida International beats Southern Miss. UMass beats New Mexico State. The battle of 1-10, as we talked about earlier. Wyoming beats Hawaii and their bowl dreams. Alabama beats Auburn. Oregon beats Oregon State. Michigan State beats Penn State. Actually, I'm going to go Penn State in the upset over Michigan State. I think that'll be a fun one, though. No one to watch, though, because Alabama, Auburn. Western Kentucky will beat Marshall to advance to the conference championship. Northwestern will beat Illinois because Illinois is shit. Northwestern is also shit, but a little less so. Purdue will beat Indiana because I don't know, everyone beats Indiana. Tennessee will beat Vanderbilt. Virginia will beat Virginia Tech. Wisconsin will beat Minnesota to advance to their conference championship game against, in this world, Ohio State. Tulsa will beat SMU. Louisiana will win, or Arizona State will win. LSU will upset Texas A&M. Middle Tennessee will win. Kansas will upset West Virginia, unfortunately. Um, Oklahoma will beat Oklahoma State in what will be a hell of a football game. Pittsburgh will beat Syracuse. Clemson will beat South Carolina. Kentucky will beat Louisville. Memphis will beat Tulane. Notre Dame will beat Stanford. Colorado State will beat Nevada. BYU will beat USC. And lastly, UCLA will beat California. Now, last thing I want to talk about is the Heisman race. And I feel like in years past, there's always been like a clear front-runner guy for the Heisman. And there's kind of just not this year. So I went ahead and looked into it. I read a couple articles, and it seems to be the consensus that it will be between Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud for who wins the Heisman. So if Ohio State loses tomorrow, it'll be Bryce Young. If Alabama, it'll just be who loses first, basically. Between the two, I think it's just going to be whoever goes farther. If that's if only one makes it in the playoff, if one wins the conference championship, it'll be them. But some other names that deserve credit, having great years. Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh, Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. Maybe could throw himself in there with a really good playoff run. Matt Corral from Ole Miss, Will Rogers from Mississippi State, Blake Cunningham from Louisville, Carson Strong from Nevada, Brendan Armstrong from Virginia, and Bailey Zappi from Western Kentucky. Although I hate to say it, but I don't think anyone from Western Kentucky is ever going to win a Heisman. Hope I'm proved wrong on that. But that's going to be it for today. Leave a like, subscribe. I will talk to you all sometime. No clue when. We'll see. But yeah, peace.